guys, and welcome to my season 3 leading into season 4 Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. chat video. I don't have a better name for this video. Basically, I wanted to talk to you guys about my feelings on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I didn't want to do a full review. A lot of my other review videos, I take a lot of notes and I make sure that I talk about everything. And because I did weekly chats for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for the first half of the season, and then after the end of the season, I did my top 10 moments, I felt like I covered a lot and you guys would just be hearing me say the same shit over and over again. And I didn't really want to do that. But I did want to make a video before the new season to kind of just talk to you guys about what I'm excited about, what I'm not, and my feelings towards, a lot of the plot lines going forward and stuff that's happened kind of more on the second half of the season, because I really covered a lot in the first half while it was airing. And yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna get right into it and just start talking. Again, this is not going to be very structured. It's going to be more like a ramble, rant sort of chat video. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is kind of a thing that's on a lot of people's minds, and that is Bobby and Hunter. I love them. I think a lot of us love them. And, I think that they're going to come back. I would assume that the only reason that they wouldn't come back is because of contract issues. But I feel like Marvel had to know that, like, Marvel's Most Wanted may not have become a thing just because it doesn't have the same backing as a lot of other Marvel shows. It should, because Bobby and Hunter are amazing. But at the same time, I was kind of happy that Marvel's Most Wanted didn't really become a thing, because I really like Bobby and Hunter on the show and I think they bring a lot to the show, so I was kind of happy. But that's if we get them back. I believe that they'll come back, but maybe not until maybe the second half of the season, for season 4 or something like that, depending on, I guess I'll check and see when it was announced that Marvel's Most Wanted wasn't going to be a thing. Because then you can kind of look at how far they could have been in production for season 4 and all of that jazz. But, okay, so yeah, as far as that's concerned, Bobby and Hunter, I really want them back. And their goodbye, I was a wreck, if you remember the reaction. It was such a good moment, such a good scene. And it's just insane how, like, nobody died, but we were like all like messes. It was just such a great send-off for 2 amazing characters that hopefully will come back, but we'll see going forward. Okay, so going back to, I just want to say in general, the first half of season 3 was probably my favorite half of any Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season. I thought that they focused on everybody equally. That's a big thing with me. It's not a big thing with some of you, but it's a big thing for me. I like that they focus on, I felt like everybody got a storyline. The whole thing with Gemma, then and Fitz trying to find her, and the ATCU, and Lash that got tied in with May, and some good moments there. Daisy and Lincoln and the Inhumans, and Mac, and I felt like a lot of people got a lot of screen time, and I really liked that about the first half, and it was just really good in my opinion. It was just episode after episode that I was just blown away. Not that I didn't like the second half, but I definitely liked the first half more. Now I'm gonna talk about the Gemma episode, the solo Gemma episode that I, if you watch my reaction, I was not very happy about the whole thing. What I will say is that when I went back and I rewatched it a couple times, it's a very well written episode. And once you go back knowing that Will isn't a threat and they weren't going to write a love triangle kind of mess, very teen angsty bullshit that we're used to seeing on a lot of shows, I was really excited about that, and that, you know, Gemma was kind of a, you know, she was surviving and she sought comfort. And just in her defense, her and Fitz weren't together yet. She loved him, but she didn't think she was ever gonna see anybody again. All right, that's my whole spiel about Gemma. I love her, and people give her a lot of shit, so I have to defend my girl, you know? Okay. I loved the Ward storyline in the first half of this season, where we really saw that he was a bad guy and we found out the truth. I don't know if you guys have followed Ward's story as closely as I have, because I was super obsessed with him, but the whole story with the well and all of that developing in the first season, and then even more in the second season, and for the truth to finally come out was just such a big moment for me. And to see him really, you know, like torture Gemma was just horrible. And I love Ward. I absolutely fucking love Ward. He is such a good bad guy, and I did not like the Hive thing. I'm gonna give you my final verdict on that. Okay, so let's move on a little bit into the second season, because I have talked about the second part of the season, because I've talked about the first part of the season a lot. Okay, so the second part of the season, I was hoping that they were gonna do something really epic with Ward, and I felt like it fell a little flat. I thought Ward was not a good character. I've said this many times in a lot of my videos. I like a good bad guy. You know, one of my two favorites on Game of Thrones is Cersei, so I love a good bad guy, and I thought Ward was a good bad guy. And to take such a rich, dynamic character and make him into whatever Hive was, I didn't like it too much. I felt like we were losing such a great presence on the show, and I wish, if anything, they would have just let him be dead and just let Coulson have killed him, and that be it, rather than kind of take his character and do this with him. What I did like, what I really liked, was the kind of intertwining Daisy with it. And I said this in my top moments of season 3 video, but I loved when Daisy in the finale was acting like an addict, and she really wanted back in. That was such a raw and amazing moment, and I'm so glad that the writers had the balls to do it. Now, let's talk about Daisy, because I think I lost quite a few subscribers at the end of the last season, and I want to clarify what I was annoyed with in the video. I don't think it would have saved people from unsubscribing to me, because, okay, so there was the final scene with Daisy going off on her own, and Coulson and Mac chasing her, and I rolled my eyes at one point. Apparently in the comment section, it was assumed that I was rolling my eyes at her outfit. I was not, but yeah, if you're gonna unsubscribe to me for that, then bye, I don't really care. But I was rolling my eyes at the fact that the show, just call it Daisy of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm over it. I'm so over it. I'm over the fact that she is always the main focal point. And some of you are going to say, well, she's the main character, and true fans know that she's the main character, and whatever. That's fine. Just call it like it is, though. I don't like that they present the show as this like big ensemble cast, but I gotta watch Daisy the whole time, and I'm not the biggest fan of Daisy, so it's tough for me to like sit there and just be like, oh good, she's going to have another identity crisis. Wonderful. And, you know, because it's always been a very tug and pull with her. At the very beginning, it was her and the, her now real life boyfriend, played her boyfriend then, and it was a little bit of a tug and pull that lasted like one episode. It wasn't a big deal. Then, you know, then we got to, you know, season 2 and the Inhumans and her and her family. Don't blame her, but again, we were focusing a lot on her, and now, you know, or in the 3rd season was very much like dealing with Hive and being stuck with that and the divide of loyalties again. And then now we're going to season 4, and it just presented season 4 like it's going to be all about Daisy, and I'm just not the biggest fan of that. So just to clarify that that's what happened in that video, but if you don't, you know, if you don't like my views on that and stuff, I mean, you can unsubscribe. I think the moment that really pissed me off in regards to this was the whole Lash thing. The whole Lash thing just kind of pissed me off in general. If any of you care, I thought it was such an epic moment where Lash came out and it was going to be the showdown between Hive and Lash, and then he got like killed by Hive's lackey. Like, there was so much hype around Lash. What? I was just not into that. But not only that, that whole scene, we found out that there was a little inkling of Andrew still in there, you know, because he went and he saved Daisy. And, you know, so he did that. We didn't get a single scene, barely a moment. We like panned over to May, like, oh, with May dealing with it. Nope, can't show May, you know, feeling a loss of her husband that, you know, saved Daisy and like all of this stuff. But let's, you know, add every single angsty scene with Daisy. Like, it just pissed me off. We can't have one scene for May trying to cope with the loss of Lash, so that kind of frustrated me. Okay. What else do I kind of want to touch on? Maybe not too much. Obviously I love Fitzsimmons, they're my favorites. May's a very close second. Okay, so let's talk about the death at the end, because I don't want to make this video that long. So the death at the end of season 3, if you watch my reaction, listen, if somebody had to go, I didn't hate Lincoln, but he was my least favorite out of the candidates, and I was having a rough time of a lot of my favorites dying in shows lately, and like, as long as it wasn't Gemma, you know, but really, like, when it was between, like, when only May, Fitz, and Sky were, or Daisy, sorry, I call her Sky sometimes, okay guys, like, I'm sorry, and Daisy were the only ones that were like on the like channel, I was like freaking out because I knew the writers would never have the balls to kill off Daisy, so I knew it was gonna be May or Fitz, who was like 2 of my favorites, and I was not having it in any sort of way. So, I was okay with it being Lincoln. I thought the scene where he sacrificed himself was really beautiful and very well done, and I liked the fact that he kind of really bonded with Daisy over the fact of having an addiction, because he knows what that's like, and I just really liked that. And oh yeah, the final scene, or it wasn't the final scene, but the one with Hive and Lincoln looking at Earth was so well done and so well written. I just love that. And yes, I'm going to miss Brett Dalton a lot. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Hive, I, you know, was just a huge fan of Ward, and it just made me really upset. And all of that stuff. But okay, so let's talk about moving into season 4. Do you guys know that like the new director got announced? They were trying to make it was like a big secret, and then it's just like some actor who I actually do know from previous shows. Sorry about the noise upstairs. If you can hear it, I don't know if you can. And like I know him and I like him, but I thought it was like supposed to be like, who's the new director? Like out of the cast. Was I the only one who misinterpreted that? Just let me know. I don't know. Maybe I was. So I really liked that they were doing kind of a mystery with it, and then they just like randomly released the name of that's who it is, and it was weird. Maybe it was random to me, and maybe it was not random to everybody else. I found out through like one of Ming-Na's like tweets or something, so that was weird. Oh, and there's Ghostwriter. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm sure that they'll do a good job. I'm just interested to see where they're gonna go. They did really wrap up things pretty well at the end of season 3, which I was really excited about. I like kind of going into a new season kind of fresh sometimes. We are going to see Mac and Coulson track down Daisy, which, by the way, my favorite moments with Daisy are the ones that she has with Mac. I love that friendship so fucking much. I think that they are amazing together and great partners. And I hope that there's a little bit more of that and that they kind of show them really being there for each other. And it seems like they will, because he's kind of, you know, trying to track her down. And I'm excited to see a lot more. So yeah, guys, that's kind of just my brief sort of chat to kind of get you guys maybe a little excited for the next season. It's still a little bit until the next season airs, about a little over a month, I believe. But we will definitely be watching, and I hope that you guys choose to watch with us. To me, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the best Marvel show. You probably disagree. A lot of people do. I like Daredevil. I like Jessica Jones. I haven't seen the second season of Daredevil yet, but I really just don't think that they, in my opinion, hold anything to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in my mind. So I really love it. I'll probably continue to love it. I get a little frustrated with some things, but I still really like the characters. I think they're very well done. And I'm gonna miss Ward, but whatever. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you at the first reaction of season 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Have a great day. Bye.